Well, hello, everyone. This is Heather Picken, creator of the Dolce Vita formula, empowering women leaders and women executives all around the world, stepping into their highest potential using neuroscience. And today we're going to talk about how you can own your value as a woman, no matter where you're at in your business or your career. And it's so critical. I mean, especially today. And I forgot to mention, I'm also the founder, and I have to bring this up, of Fierce Femme Wines. And so right there you have one of my labels, Vote Fierce. Love it. And I will tell you, I created that wine label, Fierce Femme. Really, it's a dialogue to talk about owning your value as a woman. And so we're going to talk about that today. This is so critical. So when I'm working with women, and I have worked with women all around the world, very successful women, and I look at some of the things that really block them from going to the next level. And I will tell you, the one thing that really blocks them is really owning their value, really standing in their own truth, knowing who they are. That is a huge block. And so how do you get there? How do you really own your value? Well, there's actually a science behind it. I'm going to walk you through some of the steps here today. So the first thing is really getting clear on your vision for your career, for your business. Why is this important? Well, you have to look at it this way. All day long, we think about 60 to 70 thoughts, and most of those thoughts are negative. So think about that. And so it's no wonder why, we get stuck, we get stopped in our own way, because we don't know how to program ourselves to create a clear vision. And that's the key, a clear vision. So when I have women come to me, I ask them, I said, what's your vision? Like, what is it that you want to do, that you want to accomplish in your life? Like from now until, the day that you die. And you'll be surprised. I get women that have no clarity. And so this is why you create chaos. So you got to look at it this way. When you are crystal clear on your vision, that is actually going to determine how far you go. So if you're kind of like in that stuck place and you feel like you can't get out of it, it goes back to really understanding and identifying what is it that you want. Not what you don't want. Okay, so don't tell me what you don't want. Tell me what your juicy vision is. Like, what is it? What is that vision? Do you see yourself as a leader? And if you don't, part of the issue is because you don't have that vision. So you got to get clear, because here's what the brain does. When you are clear on your vision, and I've created an entire process around this, what happens is that your dominant thoughts and feelings start rewiring. So your brain starts rewiring, and you start attracting and aligning yourself to the right people and resources. I am actually blown away when I am working with clients and we take the time to work on this. And if you're an entrepreneur, I don't work on the business strategy first. I work on the vision statement. I said, you've got to trust me. You got to trust me because I know this works. And so once they're done working with me, they are blown away because what they wrote down is what happens. It's exactly what is unfolding, and it's to me, I kind of feel like it's magical. And the reason why it happens is that they're also reprogramming their subconscious mind. So let's talk about that subconscious mind. 95%, and this is like mind-blowing when I always think about it. 95% of your beliefs, habits, and behaviors come from your subconscious mind. Trying to change your life on a conscious level, right, just on the outer level, is never going to work in and of itself. And so that's why you got to know what's going on there. What are some of the blocks? What are some of the stories that you're telling yourself as to why something can't happen? And I will tell you that is the number one thing that holds women back from really owning their value is, just kind of the subconscious blocks that are just, they're hitting a wall with, and they're looking at their physical reality and going, you know what, Heather, it's not going to happen because my life has always been this way. Well, your life has always been that way because that's your subconscious program. Okay. So the good news is you can absolutely 100% change your subconscious program. So one of the things, again, let's backtrack. Let's get clear on your vision. Know what you want. Know your value inside of that vision. And this is where, if you are a coach or a consultant, or even if you want to go to the next level of your career, if you don't own your value, if you can't see that within yourself, then don't expect the world to value you. And that is a fact. And so when we look at the value, when we look at it, what is it? It's really about your perception. And so your perception is created by your subconscious beliefs. So you can take two people, same skill set, and one is making more money. Why is that? It's because they are subconsciously connected to their value. They probably have a clear vision. So can you see, it's so critical for really knowing who you are, owning your value. The second thing is that you want to communicate your value. Now, this could be on a sales call with a prospective client, or if you have a career and you want to raise, if that person that is, basically shelling out the money, if they can't see the value that you're bringing to the table, don't expect for you to make more money. So like, for example, if I am on a sales call with a client, if they can't see how my value is going to help them, empower them, they're going to come up with some excuse like, oh, I can't afford that, insert whatever. So all across the board, and women have a huge issue with this. I was working with a woman who was building Fortune 500 companies. She was making, she's helping them, to generate millions of dollars. Now, the interesting thing, when it came to her business, she couldn't duplicate it. Why? Because she was not owning her value. I had to show her how to kind of flip that switch, change her perception so that she could change her subconscious belief. So if this is making sense, let me know. Drop a comment. Hey, Cornelia, how are you doing? I want to know if you are also watching this on the replay. Just type in replay. But this conversation is so important today. We're talking about owning your value as a woman. Now more than ever, we are living in such a critical time right now. As women leaders, we have to step up to the plate. We have to dissolve the fear that we may perceive. And notice how I said perceive, because it is a perception when you're faced with fear. And we have to be able to navigate around that, because if we don't, guess what? We're not going to be true to ourselves. We're not going to own our value, and we're not going to live by our highest potential. And that's really critical. That is my life's work. That is why I do what I do today. I'm so excited to do that. And, is there not, are you going to get to your point in life where you're never going to have fear or challenges? No, absolutely. Absolutely not. Right. As a woman leader, if you want to go to the next level, you have to be willing to take on more accountability, more challenges, go into what I call that void that you just don't know what's going to happen, right? I've been in that space, trust me, and it feels awkward. And when I'm in those moments of just kind of not knowing, but I know I want to go to the next level, that's where I just truly, just let go and trust that that next step that I'm going to take is going to be the right one. And so another thing that you want to do as a woman in owning your value, and this is so timely, is that this says it all on this label: vote fierce. Okay. You want to vote fierce. November is coming, November primaries. I just got my election ballot or pamphlet in the mail. And so I am taking time with my Vote Fierce wine and looking through the candidates that I think are going to really advocate for women. And so I want women all across the country to exercise your right to vote. Because guess what? If you don't, then don't complain when you don't like the results. Okay, so grab your girlfriend, ask your girlfriend on Facebook, share this post. Are you voting? Are you registered to vote? This is so critical. You know, when I moved not too long ago, I actually had to call them up to say, listen, I haven't received my primary ballot. You know, what address do you have on file? So you want to go online and you want to look on, if you haven't registered. I don't know if the deadline is passed already, but if you are registered, make sure that you do it. It's so important, you know, as women now more than ever. I mean, I could say this over and over again, but I think if every woman would get together and talk about the issues in your community, talk about the issues in your state, and look at the candidates that you feel are really going to support you, we will be able to transform the world. I am 100% certain of it. And so this is where we can really step into our feminine power and really balance out the masculine energy, because I don't know about you, but there is a definite imbalance in power. So I just want to be the light for women right now, despite anything that is happening. And if we, you know, just buy into the fear, because that is what a lot of the, not all of the media, but a lot of the media is portraying, you know, buying into the fear. If we just focus on ourselves and what we want for our family, guess what? We're owning our value. So it's time to take back our power. And historically, women have really, you know, we have shown that we can do it. We can do it. And so, you know, I just want women to know that, you know, we're not alone. we gotta band together. And my mission on this planet is literally to change mass consciousness for women. And that is simply about owning your value. When you know who you are and you're standing in your truth, you are going to be unwavering in who you are. And I really feel that is the journey of women today, is standing in our power, knowing that, wait a minute, I am just as important as, you know, the other person. And so again, how we do that? Well, we do it by just ourselves, changing ourselves, owning our value, all of the things that I talked about today. And of course, the last thing being so timely today is get out and vote. Okay. Hashtag vote fierce, you know, put it on your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. If you have a business and you have newsletters or emails that you send out, make sure that you include that. You want to get that word out. You want to think about it. Every message that we can put out there collectively is going to make a difference. Get onto a Facebook Live like this and talk to women and say, listen, let's get out there and vote. It's just so important. And so I'm just standing in my power, and I will continue to have this conversation with women. I will continue to do this work because this is the most important thing. And so when I can help shift the paradigm and changing those subconscious beliefs around women, guess what? The entire world will change. So I say, watch out, because here we come, like it or not. And, you know, when I look at it on a level of, you know, why are people so freaked out about women having power? Well, they're freaked out. Guess what? Because of fear. They are fearful of losing control. And to me, I look at that, it's crazy. It's crazy because women are community builders. Women really want to support and lift other women up. So I just find it interesting. And, you know, I will say this too. It's like, yeah, we're going through, I always say, an interesting time. Some people say, you know, going through very dark times. But if you understand how the universe works, you cannot have dark without light. And I want you to just kind of take that in today and not be afraid. And again, go out there, own your value. And just to recap, how do you do that? How do you own your value as a woman? Well, number one, you get clear on your vision. You know you have with certainty exactly what you want to do between now and the rest of your life. In every single area that you are disempowered, I want you to get clear and truly own your power. And I will tell you, once you do that with your vision, you will change your value. you will exponentially increase the amount of income that you make, no matter if you have a career or if you have a business. I'm 100% certain of that. So it's so internal. The second thing is really to communicate your value by using your voice. Stand up and speak and use your truth, right? Use your powerful voice. And if you're someone that is like, oh, I don't know if I could speak up, get used to it. Start talking to other people, whether it's in your career or in your business, and realize that what you're doing right now matters. Whatever it is that you're doing, it matters, but you gotta communicate your value. Because if you don't, let's look at the drawbacks. Failure to communicate your value is that you're going to play small, right? You're gonna stay in the exact same spot. And then subconsciously, you're going to resent yourself. So you really want to communicate your value, speak your truth. It's like when I look at issues around boundaries, if you are not having clear boundaries and talking about, hey, that's a boundary issue. No, I'm not going to do that. Again, that diminishes your value. So it's important to communicate that in so many different ways. And then the last thing, of course, is get out there and vote. Hashtag vote fierce women. Okay. That's it. If you want to learn more about my Fierce Femme wine, you can go to fiercefemme.com. And this is the cool thing about my organization is that 25% of the proceeds from our wine every year is going to support women's causes. Okay. And so I want you to think about how can you as a woman, maybe create your own mission and cause that is also going to help other women. There's so many different ways that you can do that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this live today, and let me know what you think. What are you doing? What are you doing to really own your value? Until next time, this is Heather Picken. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.